Gwillem! You're hurt!
It is nothing. A piece of the flying machine grazed one of my... wings, is all.
That's no grace. It looks bad.
Let's get you seen to, Gwillem. You've done your bit.
Thank you, Martha. But there is one more thing first. I must tell you of the Knight's Nexus. It features heavily in the memories of my kind. There can be only one Lord of Dragons, as you know. When one dies, the next inherits the knowledge of their predecessor, of all their predecessors. That knowledge now dwells within me, and I would pass it on to you. Many centuries ago, in the time before the rift between humans and fairies arose, there was a sacred spring. From that spring, true knowledge flowed. In time, there appeared one who hungered to make that knowledge theirs, and theirs alone. One who would come to be known as the Knight's Nexus. But it was not merely knowledge that the Nexus craved. No, it craved much more than that. It wished to consume all things, living or otherwise. Animals died, plants withered, the seas and the skies lost their color. Humans and fairies could do nothing but await certain destruction. But then the light of salvation shone forth. 4 heroes were chosen by the crystals and tasked with saving the world. They did battle with the Nexus and emerged victorious, but the Nexus could not be destroyed. Instead, the power of the crystals was used to seal it away. Peace returned to the land. But in such times as the crystal's power weakens, the Nexus threatens to rise again. And in such times, only the restoration of the crystal's power may deliver us from peril.
Maintaining the crystal's power was the sacred duty of the House of Musa. We have carried out the ceremony by means of which it is restored every 200 years since time immemorial. But the crystals were stolen, and their power has since been drained. It will soon be depleted entirely. It must be replenished before it is too late. We must return to the crystal's resting place.
Then climb atop my back. Let us make
You're not going anywhere. Not with your wing like that.
Adele is right. You must rest, Gwillem.
Forgive me.
There is nothing to forgive. Without your help, we would not have been able to recover the crystals at all. There is a path, hidden behind a certain waterfall in Halcyonia. If we take it, we can be a Musa before too long. Come along, everyone.
Oh, I can hear you. Oh, yes, I can hear you. It'll be time for you to wake up soon. And when you do, we can finally get rid of all the horrible humans. So what if it gets rid of everything else as well? I've never liked this world. The sooner it's all gone, the better.
Despicable.
Oh, it is, isn't it? All of it. All of them! Which is why we're going to get rid of them! Every last one! Such a pretty color! I can't wait to watch it all come crashing down!
Are you heading out somewhere?
Yes. I thought I might go for a walk to try and clear my mind.
Good idea. It should be nice with the sea so close by.
The sea. Yes. Perhaps a stroll along the beach would be nice. Would you like to come with me?
Sure. Why not? This is right about where you found me, huh?
It's so strange. It wasn't all that long ago, and yet it feels like a lifetime.
Well, we've been through a lot since then, I guess.
Yes. So much has happened.
This might be the longest journey I've ever been on. Longer than any of my sea voyages, even. I've seen so much since we set out. But I wouldn't have seen any of it if you hadn't found me when you did.
The wind crystal just started glowing all of a sudden. We followed it to where the glow was brightest, and there you were. I wonder if the crystal had already chosen you by that point.
Could be. But that wasn't what made me stick with you guys. I chose to do that myself.
Do you have any regrets?
Are you kidding? No way. I wound up with the best bunch of friends anybody could hope to have.
Yes, of course. Your hometown is somewhere on the other side of this sea, isn't it? What kind of place is it?
Oh, it's nothing much. Just a little village miles from anywhere. The fishermen go out fishing, the fishwives stay at home. And the kids? Well, they go shell collecting, crab hunting, swimming in the sea.
It sounds lovely and peaceful.
I guess it is. Yeah.
I hope you find your way back there one day.
Me too. Someday. But not yet. There's still stuff we have to do.
I don't want our journey to end yet either. There are so many things out there that we have yet to see. And if we want to see them, we have to keep on going.
Yeah. Think of how much there is we still haven't explored.
I can't hope to explore it all, of course. I am still a princess of Musa. I have responsibilities, duties.
Sure, but what's to stop you from doing both?
What do you mean?
Well, you can do your duties while traveling, can't you?
Never mind. If we start talking about all the things I would dearly love to do, we shall be here all day.
Nothing wrong with that. It's better to want to do tons of stuff than nothing. What else is there to get you out of bed in the morning? Come on, tell me about some of the other things you want to do.
Really? All right. I want to Well, for one thing, the list of books I want to read is almost endless. And I'd love to try my hand at cooking some of the delicious food we've eaten on our travels. Oh, and it would be wonderful to be able to fly on Gwilym's back again and gaze down at the world below.
Then let's do it. Let's do it all. What's stopping us?
I'd also love to, well, to visit your hometown.
You would? Sure. Why not? We'll all go. What's so funny?
Oh, it's just that, well, talking about my hopes and dreams like this, it's something I would never have dared to do before I met you all. In fact, I would never have dared to even have hopes and dreams. My duties as a princess were all I ever thought of, all I ever felt I could think of.
Well, you have a strong sense of responsibility. That's more than can be said for most.
No, I was mistaken. Listen, the sound of the waves. Can you hear it? I couldn't. When we came here before, I couldn't hear it at all. No, I could hear it, of course, but I wasn't listening. And how can someone incapable of truly listening ever hope to rule a kingdom?
I guess having a few friends around has done you good, huh? It helps to share your burdens sometimes.
Yes. Yes, it truly does. It's such a lovely sound. I feel so calm listening to it. And I'm so glad I can finally hear it.
You have friends now, Gloria. You don't have to bear the weight alone.
And I won't. I promise. Now, shall we head back into town?
Sure. What's this? A shell? That gives me an idea. Hey, Gloria. I got something for you.
A seashell?
Yeah, I found it on the beach. Hold it up to your ear.
Why ever would I... like this? Oh! I can hear... waves.
You said that sound helped you to feel calm, right? Well, now you can take it with you wherever you go.
It's like I'm back at the seaside.
But, I guess you don't want to be carrying that stupid thing everywhere, right?
Oh, but I do. In fact, how about... there?
A necklace, huh?
Yes. Do you like it?
It's perfect.
Then I shall wear it with pride.
Hey, Roddy. What are you doing?
Don't tell me you're tidying up the mess the Gentile made all by yourself.
And why shouldn't I be? I've to lead by example, have I not?
Working yourself into an early grave's no example to be setting. What would Lily say, eh?
Ah, volunteering to help, are we, Elvis? Very kind of you. Many hands make light work and all that.
Wait, I never... Ugh, me and my big mouth.
Come on, surely you're not planning on leaving an old pal in the lurch?
Ah, fine. Let's get to it, shall we?
This takes me back. We did a lot of tidying up after folks once upon a time, eh?
After Lady Emma, you mean? Aye. She just couldn't turn the challenger down. Insisted on giving every two-bit wizard who rolled into town a shot at the title.
That she did. And it was always us who had to pick up the pieces afterwards. Ah, great days.
And here we are doing it again. We never learn, do we?
On the contrary, old pal. This is about not forgetting where we came from. There, all done. As near as damn it anyway. It'll do for starters. Now, I owe you something to say thanks.
Ho ho! The drinks are on Roddy, eh? Lead on, big man.
I think I can do a little better than that.
And what exactly am I supposed to do with a ratty old bit of wall dash?
You'll not be doing anything with it. I'm going to use it to make you a wand that'll help you out there on your travels.
You are, eh? Like you're a friend indeed, Roddy. All that for little old me?
Oh, don't get too excited just yet. I'll be needing you to gather the rest of the ingredients first.
You what now?
Oh, wipe that look off your face. It's just a few simple bits and bobs, that's all. First, I'll need some meadow mist. It's a plant that grows over towards Halcyonia. Then we'll be needing some cactus milk. You can find that in Savalon or thereabouts. And last but not least, a chunk of moonstone ice. Rindal's your go-to spot for that.
A few simple bits? We'll have to traipse halfway around the world for that little lot.
Aye, that you will. And it'll be more than worth your while, believe me.
Fine. If you reckon this wand of yours is so special, I suppose we can give it a go.
I knew you'd come round soon enough. Right, I'll carry on putting things back in order here. You come and find me when you've got the goods.
Did you see that? I'm amazing.
Everyone okay?
New powers flow within me.
That was a piece of cake. That was a piece of cake.
deal with this! We've got to stay focused till the end!
Ah, there you are. Sorry, you probably had a right old nightmare hunting down that little lot, didn't you?
Nightmare my foot, you patronising old goat, you. Could have done it in half the time if we'd wanted.
That's the spirit. Right, let's get started, shall we? Do you remember when Vigintio first came to town?
How could I forget? I've not seen a head that inflated before or since. And he didn't let up with his big talk, even in front of Lady Emma. I knew it was going to be a set too to remember.
Aye. Let us see once and for all who is the greatest sorcerer in the land, or whatever nonsense he was spouting. Not that she was the slightest bit impressed.
He put on a heck of a show though. Gave her a proper run for her money if I remember rightly. But she came through in the end.
Pig-headed so-and-so wouldn't take no for an answer though, would he? Kept on coming back for more.
Aye. I don't know about greatest sorcerer in the land, but he certainly had the thickest skin. Why was he so obsessed with winning anyway? Still puzzles me even now. The book! Look, it's Lady Emma's funeral.
Oh, the poor people of Wiswald. So sad at Lady Emma's passing, traipsing through the streets in pathetic tribute. Finally, I won! Finally, I have defeated the stubborn old witch. She couldn't outwit death, but I could! And I didn't just outwit it, I outdid it, surpassed it, became the mighty white. I have proven I am better than her. I win! And now I stand as the undisputed wizarding champion of the world! Ouch! It hurts! But the fear of pain, the fear of death itself, I have overcome them both! I have beaten them! I have won! I have become the almighty, mighty white! I may have lost to her more than once, but only just. Every time, only just. So in a way, I mostly won. Every single time. And now I have the power. Power over fear. Power over death. The mighty white wins the day once and for all, indisputably. Perhaps I should try to calm down a little. Wait. No. What is that? Who else revels in the passing of the cursed witch? Wait, you're congratulating me? Celebrating my momentous victory? Good! Yes, praise me! Bow before me! I am the greatest in the world! It hurts! Hurts so good! Give me more! More! My wounds will commemorate my victory! They will mark me as the greatest wizard of them all! More! 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 More!
So he was here. He came to watch the procession.
Not just to watch it, to celebrate it. He was even more twisted than we knew. How could he possibly think of that as winning?
Time to pop the Waldash in. All done. Here you go, old pal. A wand imbued with the power to take down a mighty wight, no less. Not to mention all the extra oomph from the other ingredients I had you gather.
Well, I'll certainly not be saying no to a gift like that.
Good. Just remember, don't let the power mess with your mind. If you do, you'll soon end up like Vigintio. Keep your feet on the ground and your head out of the clouds.
Lady Emma's old catchphrase, eh? Aye, I'll be sure not to let myself get carried away. Did you see that? I'm amazing.
New powers, huh?
Too easy.
Thought it was just a bookworm, did you? Another one bites the dust. Did you see that? I'm amazing.
Hardly worth the bother.
was a piece of cake.
That'll do nicely. Phew. That wasn't easy, eh? Another one bites the dust.
One must never stop learning.
Did you see that? I'm amazing.
Lonsdale.
Stand down, lad. We've no reason to go at one another now. I've not even got a leader left to fight for.
How come you're on your own? Where did all your men go?
Back home to Holograd, where they belong. And once I'd seen them safely there, I handed in my notice.
You did? But the Empire must be in total chaos without you right now. Surely they need you. Without someone to guide them, there'll be another war before we know it.
You're far too high an opinion of me, lad. I couldn't even guide my men to victory. No, there's only one thing I'm good for now, and that's delivering a little gift.
Huh? What do you mean?
Never you mind. Just remember this. Before a war can truly end, there's debts have to be settled. You're kind indeed, allowing a vanquished foe entry to your kingdom, your majesty. And kinder still, allowing that foe's men safe passage home.
It was the least I could do for one so dedicated to the well-being of those in his charge. Now, What brings you here, Sir Lonsdale?
I've come to repay your kindness.
A laudable sentiment. And how do you propose to do so?
With a gift. The gift of my head.
Your head? Indeed.
It's all I have left to offer. Make an example of me, Your Majesty. Appease your people.
You understand well what it means to rule, and I thank you for your understanding. However, I cannot grant your wish just yet. Were I to see the blood price paid too soon, my people might think me a wild-eyed tyrant. I understand that you and Sir Sloane were once comrades in arms. Perhaps you might pay your respects at his grave before I accept your offer.
It would be an honor, Your Majesty.
Very good. My men will show you the way.
Lonsdale?
Ah, you've arrived just in time.
In time for what?
I was just about to tell Princess Gloria about my first ever encounter with Sir Sloane.
Yes. You'll want to hear the story too.
Sure, if that's okay.
Of course it is.
Sir Sloane and I first met over half a century ago. Foolish boy that I was, I had stolen out of the castle unaccompanied and become the target of a roving assassin. I would have certainly been killed had Sir Sloane not appeared at just the right moment and saved me from an untimely death. As a token of my gratitude, I invited him to come and stay with me here at the palace. During his time here, he told me countless tales of his travels to far-off lands. I was spellbound. And then there was his swordplay, his sense of honor, his dedication to truth and justice. Truly, we have lost a great man. I have decided I must visit his grave. But no,
What is it, Your Majesty?
I cannot go to his final resting place empty-handed. I must offer a tribute of snow lilies. They held a special significance for my old friend. Alas, they only grow on the shore of a certain lake north of here. A lake inhabited by a vicious monster.
You must let me go and fetch some for you, Your Majesty.
Oh, but Your Highness, it is far too dangerous for anyone to venture there alone. No, I shall command a deployment of troops to come.
I'll come with you. I mean, it's pretty clear no one's gonna talk you out of going. And besides, I'd like to pay my respects too. I'm gonna need some flowers of my own.
Thank you.
It seems you are both determined to go. Very well. But I would ask that you take care. You must not take any unnecessary risks, Your Highness.
us?
Did Sloane ever tell you how we met?
No. Guess he never had the chance before he...
Yeah, we were mercenaries. Same outfit. And we were rivals. More evenly matched pair you never did see. For every win, a loss. And vice versa. But we stayed in touch, even after we moved on to pastures new. Last time I saw him was in a tavern somewhere. Look at us, eh? 2 swords for hire, both bending the knee at last.
Aye, 'tis happy indeed that we have found causes for which we would gladly give our lives.
Poppycock. I managed to wangle myself a generalship because Holograd's got no good men of its own, and you're a glorified nursemaid.
Do not test me, Lonsdale. Princess Gloria is a girl wise beyond her years, and will make a fine ruler one day.
Well, all right for some. The lad in charge round my way these days is a liability and no mistake. He's had his head turned by some brazen temptress, and now his sights are set on a prize he can't possibly win. When they say pride comes before a fall, they're speaking of this one, sure enough.
And as his loyal retainer, art thou not honor-bound to steer thy liege lord to less treacherous waters?
Of course I am. But that only works if you listen. And I'm just a hired help.
Then thou must needs redouble thine efforts, old friend. When kings err, men die. Is that not how the saying goes?
Yeah, I know the saying, thank you very much. Anyway, less of the doom and gloom. Let's have a drink, shall we?
Thou would fain face me in a battle of the cups, good sir?
No, I would fain quench my thirst, you pillock. The only thing I'll be facing you in is a fight to put the record in my favour. I'm glad I got to come here, Sloane. I owe you an apology. If I'd listened, we'd not have had to meet again like this. When kings err, men really do die. I'd hoped my punishment for understanding that too late would have been to fall by your sword. But you went one better than that, didn't you, you wily old devil? And now the record's firmly in your favour.
What do you mean?
Well, he didn't even have to beat me himself, did he? He got you lot to do it for him. Got me right good, that did. Being clobbered by a bunch of kids he'd spent 5 minutes training. But if that were his last little dig, then fair play to him. We were even, me and him. As many wins as losses. But not anymore. And now that's settled, I've not much left to stick around for. I'd best be getting back to King Vernon.
There will be no need for that, Sir Lonsdale. Sir Sloane's final victory was punishment enough. He was always a formidable opponent. This being so, as Lord and Regent of the fair realm of Halcyonia, permit me to make this proclamation. Lord Lonsdale, General of the Army of Holograd, invader and despoiler of these peaceful lands, you are hereby pardoned of all crimes.
Your Majesty?
There is a time for vengeance, and a time for forgiveness. Now go, wherever the road may lead. And may the memory of your old friend travel with you.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
That was a piece of cake!
Yes?
Well,
Yes? What?
never mind.
I almost feel sorry for you.
It's time to get serious.
Allow me. I have to protect myself.
Here I go. Wait for it.
Oh, what's next, I wonder?
You're not messing around. Now you've made me mad.
Okay, what's the plan?
Let me see.
It's time to get serious. Ha, not bad.
You rang?
Now you've made me mad. Yeah!
Allow me.
Yeah! Here I go! This is going to hurt! We've got to stay focused till the end!
Ah, here we are.
I can see how they got their name. They're as white as fresh snow.
Well, we have what we came for. Shall we head back to the palace?
Ah, there you are, and in one piece.
The monster is gone. And we brought you your snow lilies.
You did? Goodness me, I can't thank you enough. We will depart for Sir Sloane's grave right away. When I close my eyes, it all comes back to me so vividly. I can see the events of half a century ago as if they happened only yesterday. Sir Sloane once told me that he gave snow lilies to his wife on the day that he asked her to marry him.
He never mentioned that to me.
I somewhat doubt that he ever meant to let it slip at all. It was the only time I ever saw him blush. Hard to imagine, no?
You okay, Gloria?
Yes. I was just thinking about what snow lilies are supposed to symbolize. Returning to a loved one. They wouldn't be my first choice for a marriage proposal.
Perhaps not, but you must understand at that time, Sir Sloane's nightly duties often took him away from home for months on end. His beloved, alas, was not physically strong enough to accompany him, and she never would be. Given the circumstances, one can see why he might wish to assure his future wife that though he wandered, he would always come home to her, and assure her it did. She would have waited until the end of time and beyond, certain in her heart of his eventual return. And then, at last, he returned once and for all. And here they lie, together for eternity.
Sir Sloane rarely spoke of his wife during our time together. But he did tell me that she had passed away while she was still young, and that they had loved one another very much.
An understatement. Many's the time I felt envious of their bond. But I had better be getting back. Will you be accompanying me, Your Highness?
I think I'll stay a little longer.
I understand.
You may feel a little sting! Yes! I got another one!
That was a piece of cake!
This will shut you up! Alright, who's next? Too easy! Sorry! Don't take it personally!
That was a piece of cake!
quest must go on.
Let's see how you deal with this. Too easy. Personally. Too easy.
Another step in the right direction.
Now this is interesting.
Ah, it's you! Oh, you've caught me in a pickle and no mistake.
Is something the matter?
Aye, that's my tent. Would you look at the state of it? And he's patching up pronto.
Yeah, this thing has definitely seen better days. There's no way it would keep the rain out.
You're not wrong there. It's useless. There's more holes than canvas.
Yeah, patches alone won't fix this. You'll need some kind of oil to waterproof it.
Oil, you say? What about Veronica oil? You can get it from the beasties that lurk about near town.
Sounds good. I'll go fetch some.
Wait! There's no need to go to all that trouble on my account. A hand with a patching will be more than help enough.
Seriously? It'll make all the difference. If we're doing this, let's do it right.
Well, if you're sure, there should be some Veronicas over to the east. Ah, you're a gent.
My pleasure. Wait here. I'll be right back.
I had no idea he was so particular about such things.
Hardly worth the bother.
Your heat! It's nothing!
Don't get complacent now.
Woo! I like what I'm seeing here.
we brought you that oil.
Ah, that's great. Thank you.
Thank me when the job's done. Speaking of which, shall we get started?
Wowzers! Where did you learn to fix tents like that, laddie?
I used to be a sailor, so I was always climbing up and down masts, repairing sails. I learned how to patch and oil them pretty good. It may seem like a small thing, but out at sea, it can make all the difference. My shipmates used to call me the lifesaver.
Gosh,
It's a little different now, though. These days, it's my friends saving my life instead.
you're far too modest. Perhaps you do put your life on the line rather too eagerly, but I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. You give me courage. The courage to continue fighting.
Thanks, Gloria. That means a lot.
It does? Well, I was merely stating a fact.
If you say so. But thanks. Anyway, enough chatting. Let's get these repairs finished up, huh?
Please, I'm begging you. Look, I want to help, but this is all a little sudden.
What's going on, Adele?
This kid here says he has a job for us. Aye, that's right. I want you to go and fetch me some honeycaps. They're mushrooms, and they're amazing. And I want to let my wee sister taste them. There were these two travellers who told me where they grow, but one of them got really mad when I mentioned going myself. You should have seen it. It is no place for a small child. Stay away, she said. She was so scary. But I have to let my sister try them. Which is why I need you to go and fetch them for me.
Something tells me that you'll just go yourself if we don't. Fine. We'll help you.
Ha, thanks. Where did they say they grew again? Oh, aye, Miasma Woods. It's off to the west there.
Cool your boots, Selena. Where are we off to in such a hurry?
Miasma Woods, of course.
Huh? We ain't got no business back there, have we? Wait. You're going for the kids' sake?
You and I both know how fond monsters are of honeycaps. And we both know how determined the boy was to procure some for his sister. We cannot risk him taking it upon himself to go there.
No way would he go walk about in the forest after the way you spoke to him. You scared the pants off the poor mite.
Still, we cannot risk it. We should never have told him that they grew there in the first place.
Hey! Wait up!
Please, Roddy, you've got to take a break. You'll burn yourself out.
Take a break? And what kind of example would I be setting for everyone then?
Hey guys, is everything okay?
No, everything is not okay. This pig-headed old bampot's been working flat out for 3 days straight. He's not had a wink of sleep. And if he carries on at this rate, well...
Well, nothing. What's 3 days? Have a job to do, and I can't rest until it's finished. Anyway, I know my body better than anyone, and I'm telling you there's nothing to worry about. Now, I've got to go. I need to check in with everyone.
I knew this would happen. I'm taking you home, mister. You need your rest, and you're getting it whether you like it or not. Poor Roddy was absolutely exhausted. No sooner had his head hit the pillow than he started snoring. He's working far too hard trying to get Wiswald back on its feet. But that's who he is, I suppose. I mean, he insists that if he wants everyone to make the effort to get things back to normal, he has to lead by example. And I think that's wonderful, don't get me wrong. It's just... well, I wish he'd take better care of himself, that's all. So I've been on at him constantly about it, and we've been rowing something awful.
I can see why you'd be worried about him.
Thanks. You couldn't do me a wee favour, could you? He was off to do the rounds, see how everyone's getting on. Could you go instead? They might open up to you a bit more anyhow. And if I can tell him the world's not falling apart without him, maybe he'll not be up every 5 minutes checking on everything.
I'd be happy to help. And I'll be sure not to tell them you sent me.
I think that would be for the best, aye. Thanks. You're a lifesaver.
What's with all the sighing, Elvis?
Oh, I was just reminiscing about when I first came across the old book here is all. I found it when I was going through Lady Emma's things after she... I couldn't read a word of it at first. But then I happened to plonk it down near an asterisk she had lying round on her desk, and suddenly I could make sense of some of it. I just hope she managed to figure that much out at least. No way I've ever known now, I suppose. Wait, what am I talking about? Of course there is. She was always jotting down wee notes about every little thing and shoving them in books. I'll bet there's something useful somewhere on those shelves.
I guess we'd better take a look then, huh?
This blue stuff's an absolute nightmare. I can't get rid of the stains, no matter how hard I scrub. If that wasn't bad enough, now I've gone and snapped the handle off my brush. I'll never get the place cleaned up at this rate. Whew. I'm in a right old pickle, no mistake. I'll not be getting much more cleaning done without a brush.
Excuse me, would this be enough for a new brush?
Oh, jinx, that's very kind of you, laddie. Aye, this should be more than enough.
Does Roddy not usually give you tools and that kind of thing?
Roddy? Oh, aye, He always makes sure I've got everything I need. The boy's a marvel. Just hate to bother him, you know. Had a hard enough job convincing him to let me take over the cleaning in the first place. This is no job for a man of his talents. He's got far more important things to be getting on with. Like leading his people, for one.
You're not wrong about that.
I just wish he'd lean on us all a bit more, you know? We're here for him. He needs to understand that.
Well, it's certainly looking a whole lot better round here, eh?
Ah, all right there, Roddy. We were just talking about you.
Oh, hi. Cursing my name for working you so hard, I expect. Well, not to worry, I'm here now. You go home and rest.
Oh, no you don't. Back to bed with you, now.
If I can't get this blasted branch out of the way once and for all, we'll never get this place rebuilt. I've sat down and used every trick Roddy ever taught me to put together a plan. I've got all the tools ready and everything. All I need to do is get things underway. The only problem is, it's way too big a job for one person. I need help. I'm all set to get the job done. I just need a wee bit of help.
Here, maybe this will convince a few people your job is a priority.
Really? You're just giving it to me? Wow, thanks. I'll be able to put a crack squad together with this little lot, no doubt about it. I might even be able to get them to help with a couple more things I've got in mind. Thanks again, pal. You're a lifesaver.
Oh, don't mention it. Before I go, though, can I ask you something? Have you told Roddy that you need help?
I haven't, actually. Suppose I wanted to show him I could get the job done myself, you know? After all, he's taught me so much. Only seems right to make myself useful in return.
Wow. Roddy's quite the inspiration.
All right there, big man. How are you getting on with that tree?
Oh, aye, all good, Gaffer. Everything's under control.
That's what I like to hear. Give us a shout if I can help you with anything, eh? And remember, don't overdo it. There's nothing to be gained from pushing yourself too hard.
Talk about the pot calling the kettle black. Come on, you. Back to bed.
So, Lily, I've been thinking. Oh, ignore me, love. I was just wittering away to myself.
Do you mind if I ask what it was about?
I suppose it can't hurt. See, I want to ask Lily if I can help look after the bairns the Institute took in. I thought it might make her life a wee bit easier, you know.
That sounds like a great idea. I bet Lily will be glad of the help.
You really think so? I was getting all nervous, wondering if I'd only get in the way. But we can't just carry on relying on her for everything, can we? All right, if you think she'd be keen, I'll go and ask her. Would you mind if I... No, Lily, I couldn't help noticing. Poor Lily's doing too much. I hope she agrees to let me help her.
In addition to working on my research, I'm also teaching the basics of magic to a couple of young hopefuls. I'm trying to be patient, and I appreciate that everyone develops at their own pace. But I must say, one of them in particular has been a disaster so far. On the first day, he set his hair on fire. On the second day, he set his clothes on fire. Heaven knows what'll be going up in smoke next. And as if that wasn't bad enough, when he came in on the third day, he tried to laugh it all off and told me not to sweat the details, whatever that's supposed to mean. Still, I suppose blind optimism is a virtue of sorts.
Elvis? Is she talking about...
Let's not sweat the details, eh?
I found a strange old book, and I'm struggling to make any sense of it. It seems to be written in a language I've never seen before. I'd almost given up on being able to decipher any of it, but then suddenly, some of it started making sense. Seems it was reacting to my asterisk, but I've not managed to work out much beyond that yet. It's driving me potty. There must be some way of reading the rest, though. And I'll not stop until I found it. Something tells me it's important. That he'd want me to.
So Lady Emma had noticed the connection between the book and the asterisks, eh?
Do you know who she was talking about at the end? The he she mentioned?
No idea, sorry. Someone from our past, maybe? She wasn't exactly one for sharing.
My apprentice continues to be just about the sloppiest magician I've ever had the misfortune to teach. But oddly, he's also the one I've the most faith will come good in the end. His progress has been painfully slow, but he's determined not to give up. He's got grit, I'll give him that. And curiosity too. These two qualities alone will take him far. But most of all, he's compassionate, I suppose you'd say. He just seems to know when people need help. He's even snapped me out of one or two of my black moods. Aye,
You're not all bad, Elvis.
Lady Emma.
It's no good. I can't make head nor tail of it. What if there's nothing to understand? What if it's just meaningless gibberish? I have to test my theory. I have to get my hands on another asterisk.
Lady Emma! I brought the package you asked for.
Thanks, Elvis. You can leave it over there.
Still getting nowhere, eh? Oh, you've been frowning at whatever that is for days now. Maybe you should take a wee break or something. A spot of fresh air can work wonders, you know. Not that that face you're making isn't charming, of course, but you wouldn't want to get stuck looking that way, eh? Is it something I can help with, maybe?
You're very kind, but I doubt it.
Fair enough. Will you at least let me make you a nice cup of tea, then?
Aye. That'd be lovely. Thank you.
Alrighty then. I'll be with you in a jiffy. You'll crack it sooner or later, Lady Emma. I know you will.
Yeah. Ugh, Elvis. What would I do without you, eh?
Well, well. And there I was, thinking I never gave her much of any use.
I guess that's how it is with students and teachers, right?
Aye, I suppose it is. Smell that.
Smell what?
You're joking, right? Oh, that is beautiful. Oh, I've not come across that sweet, sweet aroma for a good old while. Excuse me, pal. You've got some Mandarin tea in, aye?
You've a keen nose on you, eh? A connoisseur, are we?
Well, I wouldn't say that, but I know my Mandarin tea at least. Used to drink buckets of the stuff.
That would explain it then. Aye, it's a flavour that's hard to forget, that's for sure. I'd offer you some, but we've just this minute sold out, I'm afraid.
What? You're kidding me. Talk about getting a fellow's hopes up. So, what I can smell is my chances of having a cup wafting out of the door. Oh, well, that's just perfect.
Sorry, I really am. Tell you what, if I ever get some more in, I'll set you a bag aside. How about that?
That's nice of you and all, but I'm a travelling man. I'll probably be long gone by then. Typical. It's all I can think of now. But honestly, you've got to try it. There's a reason they call it the tea lover's tea of teas.
Wow. That does sound pretty special.
So special that after I introduced it to my family, they started having it made by special appointment, no less.
Wait, I thought I recognized you. You're a Leslie, eh? No wonder you know your tea. Your lot used to be my best customers.
Well, if that's the case, then maybe you can have a dig around in the stockroom and see what you can find for old time's sake.
I'd love to help you, laddie. But I really have run out. And the only way to get more is to hunt down a lairad or two. The problem with that being that you don't see so many of them round our way these days. To be honest, it was a bit of a miracle that I managed to get my hands on that last batch.
Ah! What a pickle, eh? Well, looks like there's only one thing for it. Ahem.
You're planning on hunting some of these things down yourself?
Of course I am! Who else are we supposed to get our hands on these tea leaves?
Wait, we?
Aye! Or were you planning on making me do it on my own? Look, you'll thank me when you've tried this tea, I promise you. It's going to blow your tiny little mind. Or my name's not Elvis, Baron of Beverages.
Aye, and I'll pay you a pretty penny for any you can't use as well.
You've got yourself a deal, my friend. Alrighty! A hunting we will go.